Jersey knit is one of the most popular fabrics for sewing, but choose the wrong type or use the wrong techniques, and you could end up with a stretched out mess that loses its shape after one wash. I'm going to share 5 essential tips that'll help you select the perfect jersey for any project and sew it like you know exactly what you're doing. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to match different jersey types to your patterns and avoid those frustrating seaming disasters that make beginners want to give up on knits entirely. Jersey knit is probably hiding in your closet right now. Chances are most of your favorite t-shirts are made from it. This stretchy, lightweight fabric gets created using a single knitting technique, which gives it that signature smooth surface on the front and slightly textured looped surface on the back. Originally, jersey was made from wool, but today you'll find it in cotton, polyester, rayon, and blends that often include spandex for extra stretch and recovery. In just a minute, I'll help you figure out which type of jersey might be best for your project. What makes jersey special is that it's forgiving and comfortable with enough stretch for form-fitting garments while staying soft and breathable for everyday wear. But here's where jersey can trip you up. Those edges love to curl when you cut them, which makes sewing tricky if you don't know how to handle it. It's also more lightweight and flexible than other knits like rib or double knits. That flexibility means it can be less stable when you're trying to sew it. Jersey works beautifully for t-shirts, dresses, leggings, loungewear, kids' clothing, and undergarments. Later in the video, I'll give you some specific suggestions and tell you why they work. In the meantime, just remember that jersey gives you that lightweight flexibility, but you need to work with its quirks rather than fight against them. The fiber content of your jersey will completely change how it behaves. So let's break down what each type offers. Cotton jersey has moderate stretch, usually around 10 to 20%, and limited recovery unless it's blended with spandex. Pure cotton can lose its shape over time, which is why I always test the recovery by stretching a bit of fabric and seeing if it bounces back. Cotton jersey works beautifully for t-shirts, kids' clothing, casual dresses, and loungewear because it's breathable and soft. But I wouldn't recommend it for fitted garments or activewear that needs a lot of stretch and recovery. Now, cotton spandex jersey changes everything. You get high stretch, usually 30 to 50%, and excellent recovery because of the spandex content. This makes it perfect for fitted tops, leggings, stretchy dresses, and activewear since the spandex ensures the fabric holds its shape. The trade-off is that cotton spandex tends to be slightly stiffer compared to rayon or silk blends, so it won't give you that soft drape if that's what you're after. Rayon jersey, sometimes called viscose jersey, offers high stretch with this incredibly soft fluid drape that feels almost silky. The recovery is moderate though, and it may sag over time, especially in stress areas like shoulders or seams. I'll show you a trick in a minute that'll help with that, but it's something to be aware of. I love rayon jersey for flowing dresses, drapey tops, skirts, and lightweight pieces for layering because it feels luxurious against the skin. But I'd avoid it for tight-fitting garments like leggings since it lacks durability and it can pill or stretch out. Polyester jersey gives you moderate to high stretch depending on the spandex blend with excellent recovery. It's durable and resists wrinkling, making it perfect for activewear and performance fabrics where you need moisture-wicking properties. The downside is that polyester can feel less comfortable than natural fibers and it isn't as sustainable. Then there's silk jersey, which offers moderate stretch with a soft, luxurious drape. Since silk jersey typically doesn't have spandex, the recovery is limited. It's incredible for high-end garments like elegant dresses, tops, and lingerie. Lightweight, breathable, and amazing against the skin. But it's delicate, expensive, and requires gentle care, so I wouldn't recommend it for everyday wear. Wool jersey has moderate stretch with great shape retention. Wool is naturally elastic and holds its form well, making it perfect for cozy dresses, skirts, lightweight sweaters, and cold weather garments. It's breathable and warm, so great for layering. Just keep in mind it can be too warm for hot weather and tends to have a slightly textured surface. You might also come across bamboo jersey, which has high stretch with decent recovery, especially when blended with spandex. It's incredibly soft, breathable, and resistant to odors, making it great for eco-friendly garments and loungewear. Plus, it's gentle on sensitive skin. But bamboo can be prone to pilling, and it isn't as durable as cotton or polyester. Modal jersey offers high stretch and excellent drape with moderate recovery. Like rayon, it can sag under stress, but it feels silky and luxurious, making it a great alternative to rayon for soft flowing garments. You might also come across other jersey knits like linen, soy, or hemp. As you can tell, jersey is a really versatile fabric, so there's a lot you can do with it. The key is matching the jersey type to your project's needs. Ask yourself, do I need structure or drape? Will this garment see a lot of stress? And how do I plan to care for it? I know I just threw out a whole bunch of fabric types, but don't worry. I put together a handy cheat sheet for you that includes the tips I'm sharing today, along with a really useful chart with all these different types of fabric and their properties, like stretch and recovery. There's a link to get it for free in the description. Jersey knit fabric is notorious for shrinking, especially cotton and rayon varieties. In fact, one of my first knit projects many years ago was a cotton knit t-shirt dress that ended up turning into a tunic after I washed it. It's so disappointing when that happens. The good news is this is super easy to avoid by always pre-washing and drying your fabric using the same settings you plan to use for the finished garment. For most jersey fabrics, this means washing and drying in your machine. Think about how you'll actually use the garment. If you're sewing a t-shirt for working out and you know you'll need to wash it in hot water to remove sweat and odors, then pre-wash your fabric in hot water too. This step also removes any chemical finishes from the manufacturing process and lets the fabric relax before cutting. What about fabrics you can't just throw in the washer, like wool jersey? For wool jersey, use your iron to steam the fabric by holding it about ½ an inch away, or use a steamer. Once your garment is completed, you'll dry clean it when necessary, but that steaming helps with any initial shrinkage. I always buy a bit of extra fabric because jersey can shrink more than you'd expect. It's better to have too much than to run short after pre-washing. The tools you use can make or break your experience sewing with jersey. I've seen so many people struggle with jersey simply because they're using the wrong needle or thread. First, you need ballpoint or stretch needles. These needles have rounded tips that slide between the fibers rather than piercing them, preventing snags and runs. A universal needle might work sometimes, but why risk it when ballpoint needles are specifically designed for knits? A twin needle is incredibly useful for hemming jersey or creating top stitching that can stretch with the fabric. Look for ballpoint or stretch twin needles as well. For thread, use polyester rather than cotton. Unlike cotton thread, polyester has some stretch, making it ideal for jersey. Cotton thread can actually snap when the fabric stretches because it's not designed to move with knit fabrics. A walking foot is a game changer for jersey. This attachment helps feed the stretchy fabric evenly through the machine, preventing puckering and distortion. Even if you have a serger for constructing seams, you'll probably need to do some things with your regular sewing machine, like hemming, and that's where the walking foot becomes essential. I also keep a pack of stretch needles in different sizes because different weights of jersey need different needle sizes. Test on scraps first to see what works best with your specific fabric. Jersey fabric can stretch and shift as you work, but the right stabilizing techniques make sewing much easier and more predictable. Use wash-away stabilizer or even tissue paper to help stabilize your fabric while cutting. Just lay the tissue underneath your jersey when cutting pattern pieces, and it prevents that stretching and shifting that can throw off your measurements. Spray stabilizer is even easier. Just spray your fabric, let it dry, and it becomes temporarily stable and crisp. Then just wash it out when you're done and your fabric returns to normal. Spray starch works the same way. Lightweight fusible interfacing along seams can prevent them from stretching out as you sew. This is especially helpful on shoulder seams and necklines that need to maintain their shape over time. Just don't use it anywhere that needs a lot of stretch, like a waistline. Knit stay tape is fantastic for stabilizing shoulder seams, necklines, or hems that need to keep their shape. Unlike regular stay tape, knit stay tape has some stretch, so it moves with your fabric rather than restricting it. Another option for seams that need extra stability is clear elastic. You sew it right into your seam to add extra recovery. Perfect for waistbands or anywhere you want to ensure the fabric springs back to its original shape. If your fabric is curling at the edges, lightly spray starch and press it flat before sewing. Don't go overboard with the starch, just enough to tame those curls while you're working with the fabric. The key is to stabilize without fighting against the fabric's natural stretch. You want to control it, not eliminate what makes jersey special in the first place. Jersey fabric requires special stitches to preserve its stretch and prevent those frustrating pop seams that happen when you use a straight stitch on stretchy fabric. Choose a stretch stitch if you're sewing seams without a serger. Most machines have a zigzag, lightning bolt, or other stretch stitch that allows the seam to stretch with the fabric. A narrow zigzag works well too. Just make sure whatever stitch you choose can move with the fabric. You'll often need to adjust your tension and presser foot pressure. Test your machine on a scrap of jersey to find the perfect settings that prevent puckering. Sometimes you may need to lower the presser foot pressure so the machine doesn't stretch the fabric as it feeds through. Every machine is different, so spend some time with scraps to get this right. For a polished finish, consider using a serger for seams and a twin needle to create stretchy, polished hems. The serger gives you that stretch while finishing the edges beautifully, and twin needle hems look so much more refined than a regular zigzag hem. When I'm using my regular machine for jersey, I often lengthen my stitch slightly too. This prevents the fabric from getting bunched up and gives a smoother seam overall. Remember to test everything on scraps first. What works for one jersey might not work for another, depending on the fiber content and the weight. When you're pairing jersey fabrics with a pattern, look for designs that work with jersey's natural drape and stretch rather than fighting against it. Jersey loves patterns that require some drape and are designed for lighter, thinner fabrics. This includes t-shirts, flowing dresses, wrap styles, full and flowing pants, and fuller skirts. The fabric's natural movement enhances these designs. You can absolutely make closer fitting garments in jersey, but in that case, I definitely opt for a fabric with some spandex for that added stretch and recovery. The Aronica dress is perfect for this. It's a fitted tank top or dress with a high neckline that works beautifully in jersey with spandex content. The Farrah wrap top is another great choice because jersey jersey really suits wrap styles. The soft drape of bamboo or rayon jersey gives it that elegant flowing look that makes wrap styles so flattering. For something more relaxed, try the Edie sleeveless top. The soft drape of this design makes it perfect for jersey knit. It skims the body without being too fitted, letting the fabric move naturally. And of course, there's the Ryan t-shirt. Jersey is the classic choice for t-shirts, and this pattern gives you options for both short and long sleeves with a choice of necklines. It's designed specifically with these types of knits in mind, so you know it'll work beautifully with your jersey. The key is thinking about how the fabric wants to behave and choosing patterns that work with those qualities rather than against them. Now that you understand jersey knits, you might be wondering about working with a serger to get those polished, stretchy seams we talked about. If you're ready to take your knit sewing up a notch and create garments that will instantly become favorites, watch this video next.